Welcome back to Perks Recap Podcast. It is time to review Week 9. Al, another crazy, wacky week in the NFL. And real quick before you even get going, we have the trade deadline is today, and if anything happens while we're on the air, we will discuss, and we will also discuss what has already happened in terms of trades.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, things are flying in the NFL. One monster trade that we're going to talk about for sure, and a couple other pretty significant ones. So, yeah, there's some stuff to talk about.
All right. Well, let's get to it. Week 9, like I said, was pretty wacky. Baltimore starts the week off and gets off the snide, and Lamar Jackson is back, and now all is right in the world of the Ravens. And even though what are they, 2-5?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm double checking as you speak. They are, 3-5 now.
3-5. At 3-5, they are now the favorite to win that division.
Yeah, I've never seen more optimism around a 3-5 team in my life.
But they really took care of business here, 28-6. Dominating fashion over the hapless Dolphins, even though it was on the road, it didn't matter, obviously. We all got this one correct. We all figured this is what was going to happen with Lamar back at the helm, and that's exactly how it went down.
Absolutely, man. And this one, we talked about job security in Miami. We did not talk about the job security of the general manager, who is the one that paid for this season and this loss.
Yes. He's out, right?
He is out. Chris Greer. And he had been there. I didn't realize, man, he'd been there since 2016. And this is a very long-term GM. But somebody was going to pay for this. And the biggest surprise was that they announced that McDaniel was going to finish the season out.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're going to have a new coach next year. Even if they had an interim one this year. I never quite understood the interim that wasn't going to stay.
Yeah, the only thing that's cool about the interim is that it gives a guy who might not have otherwise had a shot a chance to retain a job. Because it's happened.
Right.
That's the only reason I like that is sometimes it opens up a spot for somebody that would have never got an interview in the off season. So that's kind of interesting. But, yeah, not happening here. Maybe they just wanted to keep some sense of stability as they blow up the organization from the GM's office. So, yeah, I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other on it, but it was interesting.
Yeah. Lamar, just over 200 yards, but 4 touchdowns. My goodness. And, again, when Baltimore is going right, he's throwing touchdowns, and Derrick Henry's running for 100 yards. That's exactly what he did. He spread the ball around beautifully. Everybody got a piece of the pie. And Andrews had 2 touchdowns, but he only had those 2 catches. That was it. But all in all, just a typical, this is what it looks like when Baltimore wins.
Yeah, this is and the biggest thing probably, other than having Lamar Jackson back, which is huge, is that this defense, even though it's a really bad team, this defense only gave up 6 points. And that's by far their best effort of the season, not even close. And maybe a sign that they're coming together, although you're not proving anything against Miami. But it's at least a good sign for something that has been an insanely bad weakness for a team that's usually really good on defense.
Absolutely. I totally agree. All right. I'm ready to move on if you are.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Let's talk about the Patriots and Falcons. New England gets the win 24-23. Al, have you now fully bought in to the New England Patriots, who are now 7-2, and I believe lead the NFC East?
Yeah, the AFC East, I know you meant.
AFC, I'm sorry, AFC.
They do, and no. But it depends what you mean by fully buy in. Do I think they're a good team? Absolutely. Do I think they're a legitimate contender? Not yet, because they beat the Bills, but they've beaten the Bills when they were 3-13. You know what I mean? So I want to see them beat another good team or two, which we're not going to see until the playoffs. So,
But they're going to make the playoffs.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's because they not only had the worst schedule in the league coming into the season, they have the worst winning percentage of any remaining team's opponents by far. So they have a red carpet rolled out for them for the playoffs, and they're gonna just scoot right on up it. And this is not anything against them; they just haven't been able to prove it against anybody. So I just I think they're a good team. I'm just not sure how good.
Yeah, I can totally see that line of thinking, and I agree to it to some degree for sure. That you're right. They've got to prove it, but they are beating the teams they're supposed to. They have two losses that are bad, but at this point, I think everybody's got a bad loss or two. I mean, everybody. Who doesn't have a bad loss?
No doubt, but the difference between them and the other good teams is those other good teams have wins against good teams. This team has one against the Bills and a bunch of teams that have a combined winning percentage in the 300 range.
Yeah, I don't hold that against them on the schedule. Like, that's their schedule. There's nothing they can do about that.
Oh, no doubt, but they still haven't proven anything by beating. They've proved that they're not as bad as the baddest teams in the league.
Right, that's true. That's true for sure. I do think they are a good team, though, and I do think they could be dangerous in the playoffs.
Let me ask you this: so they play the Detroit Lions. Who do you pick?
Detroit.
They play the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you pick?
If it's in New England, New England.
Baltimore?
Yeah. Then Baltimore.
Okay. That's a 3-5 football team. They play the Seattle Seahawks. Who do you pick?
New England.
Do you?
No matter where.
Really?
I think Seattle's great. Seattle's in my top 5. I'll tell you that right now.
If New England isn't, why not? If you think they beat them,
New England's in my top 5 as well.
Okay, ahead of Seattle.
Yes.
Okay.
I gotta. You know what? They're not. Seattle's not in my top 5. That's my bad.
Right on. No worries. Yeah, but I mean, you're consistent because if you're taking the New England to beat them,
I had the list and I write the teams that I considered as well.
Yeah.
The first team that I would consider to be in the top 5 is Seattle, and so they're actually 6 and New England's 5.
Right on. Yeah, see, I would pick Seattle, and I wouldn't even have to think about it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it's gonna shake out. How it's gonna shake out, But yeah, I'm a little higher on than you, but like against like the Rams, I probably wouldn't pick them.
Tampa Bay.
Oh, New England. Yeah, New England for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I picked Tampa Bay without hesitation.
But the thing is now it's in Tampa next week, and that was one of the ones I really, really hemmed and hawed over because Tampa Bay. I mean, are they going to get healthy ever at any point? I'm not sure. I did pick Tampa by 1 point, but my upset pick is New England, and that's a little preview for next week.
Right on.
So yeah, I think you know what? How you consider Tampa Bay in the NFC is how I consider New England in the AFC. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. Yeah. No, that means you definitely think more of them than me. No doubt.
Yeah. But again, though, I don't really consider Tampa Bay a Super Bowl threat, and I don't consider New England a Super Bowl threat.
Yeah, right on. That's totally, yeah, absolutely. That's fair.
But a good team that can make some noise in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Right on.
All right. Awesome. Great discussion.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's a really interesting one because they've come out of nowhere and they have a great young quarterback. And I think there's a chance either one of us. I mean, I would pick them to lose against anybody that's going to make the playoffs, whether they're at home or on the road. So that like I don't think there's a single playoff team in the AFC that I would pick them to beat right now.
So you pick the Colts over them?
Oh yeah.
Because the Colts haven't beaten anybody either.
They've beaten two teams over 500. They beat the Broncos and the Chargers.
Right. Yeah, that's true. If it's in Indy, that'd be tough to pick New England in that one, and it probably will be. Well, I don't know. They're both 7-2 now. So anyway, let's move.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I love it. Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. Okay, next one. We have the Chargers 27-20 over the Titans. My opinion, the Chargers now, they're going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them the rest of the way. Alt got hurt again. We know what it's like for them when Alt gets hurt.
He's out for the year. Did you see that?
Yeah. So it's going to be tough sledding for them. And even Tennessee, even though it was in Tennessee, they put up more of a fight than you would think for a 1-16 or 1-17, whatever they were. So I did not like the 27-20 win for the Chargers. I don't like the fact that Alt is hurt. So I'm not sure where they're going to go from here. As for the game itself, nothing crazy. Herbert had 2 touchdowns and a pick. Rondé Gadsden keeps putting up numbers.
Unbelievable. This guy is out of control. I mean, this is one of the new studs of the league, it looks like. I mean, it's just incredible.
They also had a nice time of possession advantage, 34-25.
Yeah, well, 14 of the Titans' 20 points came on a pick six and a punt return.
Right. So that part of it is actually good for the Chargers. Their defense didn't give up all those points.
Yeah, for sure. Completely agree.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, man.
It's going to be tough for them the rest of the way.
I'm with you 100%. I am penciling in the Chargers for the golf course during playoff time. There is no way they make the playoffs now, in my mind. It would take a Herculean effort, and they would have to show something that they have not shown even a little bit without their 2 top tackles playing, at least one of them playing.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is a shame because they were, they are freaking 6-3, so they are set up for a playoff run. But man, without either Slater or Alt in, they have been horrific. So unless they can improve that somehow, they're toast.
I hear you, yeah, for sure.
Which is sad because they were one of my favorite teams coming into the season as far as looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. And the Titans stink.
Yes, they do. All right. Moving on. How about this? Chicago scores 47 points. Where did this come from? 47-42. This was like a blowout, it seemed early, and then all of a sudden you look up and the Bengals are staging a comeback.
Yeah, this is a crazy game, man. This was absolutely crazy game. The let me find my number.
31-20 at one point, I think it was.
Let's see here. It was never that far out of hand, though. It was 40-27 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's when it looked like the Bears finally had them. Okay. But then the Bengals scored a touchdown, pulled within 8. No, I'm sorry, within 6 because they got the 2-point conversion. And then with 1:43 left, they're down 6 points. Then they got an onside kick, Craig, in the era where it's almost impossible to get an onside kick with the rules. They get one. And they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they take a 1-point lead with 54 seconds left, and then they give up a touchdown 3 plays later. This is how bad this defense is.
Yeah, it's rough. It's real bad.
It's insane. Look at the total yards between the two teams. 576 yards for the Bears, 495 for the Bengals. Joe Flacco threw for 449 yards.
Unbelievable.
470 yards. I'm sorry. I forgot they subtract for sacks or whatever. But, 470 yards for Joe Flacco. I mean, this was just an insane game. The NFL is missing out by not having scheduled the Cowboys to play the Bengals 6 times this year because the game would be 75-74 every time.
It really would. It would be fun.
It would. That's perfect. That's the perfect adjective. Yes.
T. Higgins, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 100 yards. Not much on the ground for the Bengals. You mentioned Joe Flacco with the 470, 4 touches and 2 picks. On the other side, Caleb Williams only had 280, but he had 3 touchdowns, no picks. And Kyle Manangi, how do you pronounce that?
I'm still not sure. I'm going with Manangai. I don't know, but it makes me think of Mogwai.
Gizmo.
Yeah, totally. Don't feed him after midnight.
Yep. But 26 carries, 176 yards. I mean, it looks like the Bears found their running back.
Yeah, well, DeAndre Swift is already having a Pro Bowl year, so, I don't think he's going to lose his job when he comes back healthy, but you never know. I mean, and it certainly means, that his 3-year contract is certainly almost only a 3-year contract if you got a guy like this sitting behind him in the wings, and he's a 7th round freaking draft pick, so he's as cheap as they get for the first 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
By the way, go ahead.
Well, good to see Loveland with 118 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's really coming on.
And he was the one that caught that 58-yard touchdown pass with 50 seconds left that sealed the game. And that was, just unbelievable. Huge. DJ Moore ran for a touchdown and threw a touchdown pass.
Yes, he did.
Also caught 4 for 72. This was something else, man. This is a wild freaking game. The Bengals are one of the weirdest teams I've ever seen in my life. They have one of the worst defenses in the history of the game, and they just traded one of their starting linebackers to your guys.
What's that?
The Bengals traded a linebacker to the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. That's great. Great to put somebody from their defense on our team.
Yeah, and think about this. Not only is it not super exciting for the Cowboys, but the Bengals just gave up 47 points and traded a starter. That's wild, man.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really curious, by the way, just to touch on it briefly while we're on the subject of a trade. For the first time in all these years of Trey Hendrickson making noise, there is talk that he'll actually get moved today. And I really can't. He could be, certainly one of the most impactful players traded in quite some time if that happens. So I'm very curious to see if that gets done.
Yeah, and we should be right here for it when it happens.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
All right. Let's continue.
Awesome.
That game had 14 penalties, by the way. The penalties were really low this week, which I'm happy to report, but that had one of the higher ones, 14.
Okay.
You were, once again, your Pittsburgh picks just do the opposite every time.
It's crazy, man.
You went off your own philosophy and it bit you because Pittsburgh comes back and beats the Colts 27-20, a surprising finish. It was in Pittsburgh, but still, nobody was picking that. And, actually, Joe was picking that. He got that right. We both picked the Colts and got it wrong.
Yeah, good for him, man.
By the way, real quick, the Chicago game, me and you got actually the opposite of me. You got that right with Chicago, and Joe got it wrong because he actually went with Cincinnati. Right on.
Which he almost ended up being right on if they could have just played a little bit of D.
Yep. Surprising game to me. For the first time, really this year, Daniel Jones looked like the old Daniel Jones. Three picks, and did he lose 2 more fumbles? So that means he had 5 turnovers?
That is correct, Craig.
Oh my God.
That's insane. Unbelievable. You know, I'm not expecting him to just turn into a pumpkin, but this was any Daniel Jones detractors out there. This is what they were waiting for because this was awful. I mean, he couldn't. They lost this game by 7 points. They should have won by 20 without those turnovers. And it wasn't even a contest though, because I mean, this was 24-7 with 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 6 turnovers total.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor couldn't get going. He only had 45 yards. Pierce had 100 yards. Pittman had 100 yards. I mean, Daniel Jones still threw for 342 yards. But 50 attempts, as I always say, that's not the recipe you want. On the other side, Rodgers, ho-hum, 203 yards, 1 touchdown. They really didn't do anything offensively to win this game.
They were outgained by 150 yards. This was all about the defense finally playing like Pittsburgh defense. You know, this was the first sign that they may actually have a defense in Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, 13 penalties.
They stacked him 5 times too, by the way, along with forcing 6 turnovers.
Yeah. So, like you said, this is about Pittsburgh's defense. Now, does this change your opinion on Pittsburgh as a whole for the rest of the year in terms of they're now 5-3, and if their defense is going to play like this, they might be formidable?
It doesn't change my opinion because they're as mysterious as they were last week to me. They played an incredible defensive game. They had 6 turnovers, 5 sacks, and they barely won this game.
Right, and they got to do it again for me. I got to see it again. I got to see this consistently.
Yeah, here's the hardest game for me to pick in the NFL right now: Steelers Patriots.
Yeah. Probably would be something like 16-13.
Yeah, it would be a weird game, man. It would be something interesting to see. I'd probably just go with whoever's at home.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I don't know if my opinions change much on Pittsburgh, but I always think they stink, and they always make me eat crow. So I'm not going to say they stink, but it's also not surprising that if you give Mike Tomlin some time, it's almost like the old Belichick thing where the defense struggles early, and then as the year goes on, he figures it out and they get better. It could be that kind of same situation. Tomlin's figuring out how to get this defense to play good.
I completely agree. They made some really good offseason moves, and I've been waiting for them to pay off, but it was taking so long, and maybe now is the time. I mean, they have Jalen Ramsey in that secondary for crying out loud. They have freaking Darius Slay. They have Joey Porter Jr. They have 3 stud corners. They have they have a pass rush out the wazoo that's usually really good that it hadn't been this year until the 6 sacks this week. So maybe it's all coming together now. Maybe it took time to gel, and they're just going to get back to playing Pittsburgh D. But they are a mysterious team. The offense hasn't been great. It's had a couple decent weeks and a couple weeks they won a game this week where they totaled just over 200 yards. That's not going to win many weeks.
No.
So I don't know. I don't know what to make of this team. They're as mysterious as ever to me.
Yeah. Colts, like you said, just a horrible game for them. I'll chalk it up to that, a bad game, and we'll see where they go from here. Obviously, you want to see them bounce back right away next week. Hopefully they do. And, we'll just put this as another blip, another team that played a team they should beat and just lost. And there's a lot of that going on in the league this year.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's I don't think there were a whole lot of people that believed that the Colts were going to just go 16-1 and win the Super Bowl, Right. So something like this was going to happen, and losing against a division leader on the road is no disgrace, even if it's, a weird Pittsburgh team. They're still leading the division, and they are a real NFL team. So, let's see how they bounce back. Is Daniel Jones going to collapse into himself now, or is he going to keep playing like he has the rest of the season? I tend to think he's a good quarterback who finally is coming into his own with a decent franchise and some actual half-decent protection most weeks, although that's not the case this week. But so we'll see. But yeah, they are definitely no longer number one in anybody's power rankings. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Yep. All right. So let's move on to the Niners 34, the Giants 24. Giants are now 2-7. Just playing the strangest you just get Jackson Dart, some experience. That's all you need to do now the rest of the way. For the Niners, McCaffrey only got 67 yards on the ground, so we got 106 or 67 yards through the air, so we got 106 on the ground. One way or another, he's going to get like 150 combined yards, a couple touchdowns as well. This was another McCaffrey kind of a game. Mac Jones was efficient, nothing crazy. Only threw the ball 24 times, had 2 touchdowns. And, yeah, kind of how it was expected to go, kind of like this was kind of like a whole, like Giants, nobody picked them to win. I kind of figured that McCaffrey would have a big game, and this was just kind of what I expected from start to finish.
Yeah, I'm with you. This was the Niners are a much better team than the Giants, and they showed it. The Giants are lost now with all these injuries. It's a shame for Giant fans because they were showing some real promise, but they are they have an excellent future ahead of them, I think, or at least a promising future. I don't know if that future is going to include Brian Daboll or not. I'm not real high on him as a coach, but we'll see what they think. I kind of hope as an Eagle fan they hang on to him. But Dart is a player. But yeah, the rest of this season's just you're just hoping to develop Dart and see who else emerges because the team stinks now.
He had 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah, no, he played. He played well. I mean, he didn't play awesome, but he played well, and he's doing really good work with. I mean, 2 of his best offensive weapons are out for the year with Scadaboo and Neighbors. So
that stinks. That's tough.
It's brutal. I mean, look at the Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton are his number 1 and 2. That's brutal.
Yeah. And Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy are running the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Singletary's not bad. He had a good rookie year last year. Or not, I mean, Tracy, but it's not exciting. It's just like mediocre, So, yeah, man, I don't know. It's just
had the most yards on the ground. He had 56 yards rushing, 191 receiving. Like I said, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Yeah. No, they got themselves a player there. They really did. And I'm just curious to see where I have a hard time believing, the Giants legitimately could go 2-15 now, and it wouldn't stun me. And if they go somewhere between that and 4-13, does Brian Daboll come back?
Well, for the first time, I'm hearing that people are saying that maybe he should go because they've been saying all along you got to give him a year with the kid and then see what happens in year 2. But now it's getting frustrating, and now you're starting to hear the whispers that they want him out.
I heard there was a NFL analyst on CBS Sports that compared their offensive game plan this week to a week 1 preseason offense.
Oh, geez.
Which you start hearing that kind of stuff and coaches start getting scrutinized. So I'm curious because I don't know, I don't know that he's terrible, but I don't think he's great. So I'm curious.
They got to win 3 or 4 more games for him to keep it.
That makes sense to me.
No, I don't know where 4 wins are on the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, right there with you, man. Right there with you. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where that comes out in the end.
Yep. All right. Where am I? Oh, I'm sorry. I totally lost my place where I was. Here we go. The Broncos over Houston, 18-15. What a weird game. And just Denver is 7-2, and you got to wow, it's pretty crazy to me that this game was this low. I mean, I understand the defenses are great, but geez, 18-15, it's all they can muster.
Yeah. And once again, Denver comes back. They were down 15-7 heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was trying to keep track of the game a little bit. I was watching other stuff too, and yeah, I thought Houston was going to win this game. I was like, oh, that's a big win for them, but nope. Denver.
Yeah. Oh, and we buried the lead too. C.J. Stroud went out in the second quarter with a concussion, so Davis Mills played most of this game.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Stroud going to play next week? Do we have any word on that?
I doubt. I'll look it up while we're talking, but I doubt anything's out yet. It's just too early for concussion news generally. But let me see if anything happened to come out.
And they're so strange because sometimes it's 1 week and then sometimes it's 3 weeks. But yeah, Mills only had.
Still in the protocol, Craig. Real quick. That's it. That's the only update.
Okay. Mills only had 137 yards. Chubb, they didn't really rush. They rushed 28 times for 77 yards. There was not a lot of offense in this game on either side. Bo Nix had 173, 2 touchdowns, but a pick. Dobbins had 61 yards. Yeah, there's just not a lot here as I'm going through the entire box score, everything that happened. I mean, they both had under 275 yards of offense, both teams.
Yeah, this was two of the best defenses in the league, I think. And, they're both at least top 10 Ds, maybe top 5 Ds. And, Broncos, I think for sure are top 5. And I think the Texans might be too. But they're very good Ds regardless of their rankings. And the defenses played better than the offenses. And it makes sense, on the Texans end, having lost Stroud. A little disappointing maybe on the Broncos end that it took another comeback in a low scoring game, but shoot, man, it's hard to be too disappointed about anything in Denver right now. They are the comeback kids.
Yeah, they're 7-2 too. So you got to give them their credit.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Including
strikes again.
Including 2 of the most spectacular comebacks you'll ever see against the Giants and the Eagles, and another real good one here against the Texans.
Yep. On the road too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. On to Minnesota over Detroit, 27-24, 17 penalties in this game, and Detroit really got killed with penalties. They had 10 penalties in this game. I'm surprised at this one. This was in Detroit as well. McCarthy didn't go nuts or anything, 143 yards. Just a weird game. And the Lions, it just seemed to me like they shot themselves in the foot. And this is another kind of puzzling loss. All 3 of their losses are puzzling to me.
I completely agree. This one was a real shocker. I thought that we were able to anoint them as one of the best teams in the NFL a couple weeks ago. That is clearly not the case now. I don't know what to make of them, man. It looked like their offense their offense was on fire for about 3 or 4 weeks, and that has cooled off some. They lost to a very mediocre at best Vikings team, it's the division game. Maybe there's some of that stuff. I mean, stuff happens in division games, as we know, but it was a real surprise. And you like to ask if it changed my feelings on a team. And in this one, boy, did it change my feelings on a team. They went from number 2 in my power rankings to, I don't even know what they are.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they fell for me as well, obviously. I got to see them now roll off a few more wins and just go, chalk this up to a division loss, and see where they go. But yeah, all of a sudden, 5-3 is not as impressive. I mean, we're talking about other teams that are 7-2 and stuff, and you figure they would be one of those teams. And this is not what it looks like right now. They've got some weird losses. And I don't get it.
Right there with you, my man. They are a tough one to figure right now. This one really shook my feelings on them. I don't know where to go with them right now. I really don't.
Yeah. Goff 284 and 2 touchdowns, fine. They didn't really rush much at all. 65 yards. But Laporta had 97. I mean, it was a game that, you would see from them, like a normal game that you'd see from them. Not a whole lot of offense, but I mean, Minnesota had even less offense.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. It wasn't like they tore it up either. It was just an odd game. Yeah, just a weird one, man. I don't know. It was, I wish I had gotten to see more of this one. I got to see a little bit, red zone stuff, but I wish I'd gotten to really watch every play of this because I don't understand exactly what happened.
Yeah, me neither. Like I said, though, they did have 10 penalties against them alone. That could have played into it.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll move on. We'll move on now. And as for Minnesota, real quick, I mean, obviously a great win on the road, but they're nothing that I'm not too excited about the Vikings really the rest of the way. We'll see if that opinion changes. We'll see if they go on a run here or something. I don't see that coming, but we'll see. So Minnesota is a wait and see, and Detroit is kind of a wait and see. They're kind of both now wait and see, whereas before I thought Detroit was definitely on their way to something big.
I completely agree. Yeah, no, I was very high on them, and that got shaken big time this week. So, yeah, yep. I don't know what to think about the Vikings at all, except they got it wasn't an outstanding statistical day, but it was a real gritty, gutty effort from their rookie or their second year guy who's playing as a rookie basically because of the injury last year. So, yeah, promising for them in that regard. Other than that, I'm not sure what to take out of this one.
Yeah. All right. Real quick. We all got San Francisco over the Giants right. We all got Denver over Houston right. And we all got the Detroit-Minnesota game wrong.
Right on.
So another game that we all got wrong, which was just as surprising, if not maybe even more surprising. The Carolina Panthers go into Lambeau and beat Green Bay 16-13 in an ugly, ugly game.
Incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. Just when we had given up on the Panthers as being real and had, at least I certainly had, I'm not quite sure where you were on this, but I was like, okay, I got to give the Packers full credit now. Boom. They lose. They were a 12.5 point favorite at home against the Panthers, and they lose 16-13. Amazing. They lose Kraft, the tight end who was having a monster year. They lose him for this season, right? Yes. Matthew Golden got hurt. I don't know the extent of that. Their rookie wide receiver. So, yeah, I mean, their fortunes changed in the blink of an eye in this game.
Yep, and Rico Dowdle is the starting running back for Carolina. I don't think there's any doubt now.
No, it's now official. I mean, he and Chuba were healthy in the same game, and he outcarried him significantly.
25 carries for Rico, 5 carries for Hubbard.
Yep, that's that, man. It's a wrap, and good for him because he earned it.
Yeah, I mean, 130 yards on those 25 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, he's having an unbelievable season. It's absolutely unbelievable. He took a job from a guy who made the Pro Bowl last year and was one of the top 3 or 4 running backs in football, which is crazy to think. And that Chuba Hubbard did that after 2 years of doing nothing in the league. And then he does that last year. And now he loses a job 9 weeks into the season and justifiably so.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, that's all they had was Rico Dowdle. Nothing else went well for them offensively. Bryce Young was terrible. 11 for 20. 102 yards and a pick, no touchdowns. Therefore, nobody caught anything. It was all Rico Dowdle on offense. That's all they had was Rico, and it was enough to be a Packers team that's got to be just kicking themselves today. And now it's another situation where you're like, you got to wait and see where they are.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. No, it's another readjust the sights on the Packers for sure. The Panthers have had a couple really impressive wins this year, and they're now 5-4 and, threatening for the playoffs, which, you picked that. I don't know many other people that did, and it's actually a reality now. Now they are 5-4 while scoring 170 points and giving up 205 on the season. So they're not exactly a dominant 5-4 team, but they are way better than I thought they would be, having said that. And if you can win a game when your quarterback goes 11 for 20, for barely over 100 yards and no touchdowns, you've got something going for you. You know, their run game is outstanding. They're playing very good defense. So they've got a couple things in place that equal a playoff team. So they're one of the more fascinating stories this year for sure.
Yep. And Green Bay, Love was fine. Well, he only had no touchdowns and a pick, but 273 yards. Jacobs had 87 yards and a touch. Not a whole lot more else. I mean, Dobbs had 91 yards. They had a game that you would kind of be, think, looking at it, at the stats that they would have won. They had 369 yards. Carolina had 265. I mean, penalties were 7-5, but yardage wasn't much different. Time of possession was almost exactly the same, but somehow they lost this game.
Yeah, it's a weird one, man. Absolutely strange. I don't really understand. You know, this is one of those games where you just scratch your head. I mean, the 2 turnovers obviously were big, but it's not enough to totally explain it. I don't know. This is a weird one, man. I don't know what to make of the Packers. Their 2 losses are a home game against the Panthers, which sounds, bad enough, but their other loss was to the Cleveland Browns.
And don't forget they tied us too.
Yeah, they tied the Cowboys. They lost to the freaking Browns 13-10, which is incredible. And that this is the most respectable of their losses and tie probably, I guess, but still it's a weird one. So yeah, I don't know, man. Very fascinating team. 5-2-1, and I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of wait and see after this week.
No doubt.
Okay, Jacksonville gets a 30-29 win in overtime over Vegas on the road. We know Vegas stinks. Jacksonville's kind of up and down. You don't apologize for your wins. They still scored 30 points. They gave up 29 to the Raiders, which is surprising because I think Jacksonville's defense is pretty good. But they're not 5-3. It was on the road. I don't want to take too much away from them just because it was the Raiders. There were 16 penalties in this as well, and the time of possession was crazy. This is how they won this game. They control the ball 42 minutes to the Raiders 26.
That's wild in such a close game.
Yep. But yeah, it was definitely cool. I was keeping track of this game as it was happening in as best as I could, and down the stretch, I found myself watching this more than anything else because, it was the closest game and it was the most exciting, even though it was the Raiders who I don't have it, who I don't think is any good. I wanted to see if Jacksonville can, make sure this happens because this is the type of game where Jacksonville, where I always say they're disappointing, that they would lose.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah, this was a great game. I mean, it really, it was a fun game to watch. It was competitive. It went to overtime, so it was really nice game. It was Geno Smith played his best game since early in the year. I mean, he played awesome. 1 pick, but he threw freaking 4 touchdowns, 29-39 for 284. But the big story for the Raiders was Brock Bowers. I mean, he was out for about a month, I think, and he came back, 12 catches, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Dude's a monster.
He really is, and it's great to have him back, playing. We'll see, we'll see what happens with Jacksonville from here. They're my opinion hasn't really changed on them that much, but I think my opinion is higher than it was at the beginning of the year because I really wasn't sure. Their defense is pretty good. I don't know what happened here. Maybe it was just the fact that Bowers was back and they didn't plan for that, or maybe they just weren't ready for that. The Raiders, my opinion doesn't change too much. They still lost the game. They're 2-6. They stink. And, Jacksonville's kind of right in the muck.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Perfectly put.
Yep. All right. I'm going to move on to the next one. And this was over quick. The Rams 34, Saints 10, and there's not a lot to say about this one. Um, it was 20-10 at halftime. It was 27-10 at the end of the third quarter. In the third quarter, this one was already done. I kind of stopped paying attention to it then. But, once again, Matthew Stafford, dear Lord, I mean, 281 and 4 more touchdowns. He's
Yeah.
having an MVP type season, another MVP candidate. We have a few of them now, and he's one of them.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. He's having a
Wow.
great year. Yeah, the back stuff seems like light years away. He's playing awesome. No, he's having a killer year.
Wow. I mean, everything was hitting on all cylinders. I mean, this is the Saints, and they're terrible, so that's why. 4 touchdowns, no picks. Kyron Williams had 100 yards. Puka Nacua came back, had a touchdown, and what is it, 95 yards? Yep.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams had 2 touchdowns. By the way, Matt Stafford this year, 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah. How's that? Yeah. There's your MVP.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's insane numbers. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. I think this might be his year to win it. I don't know. I mean, this has got to continue. Obviously, we got a lot of football still to go. But as of right now, he's probably my pick.
I don't know who I'd pick over him. I'd have to see. Let me go see what the odds are currently. But I mean, it would be
Probably going to be
crazy.
Mahomes. Will probably be number one.
I'm sure, but it shouldn't be after this week. But you're probably right. Odds.
Real quick, while you're doing that, the Saints, at least they're giving Tyler Shirk a chance. He was 15 of 24, touchdown and a pick. I mean, he's a rookie. That's really all you got to look forward to with them is see how the rookie plays.
Yeah.
And there was a trade made, so if you want to go ahead, who is it? Rashid Shaheed got traded from the Saints to where?
To the Seahawks.
Okay, so the Seahawks get another weapon, and we're going to talk about them in a little while. But yeah, that is an interesting one for me. I think that the Seahawks, by doing this, are telling the league they're all in for this year.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's a perfect complement too to JSN. He's a big time deep threat,
And they
and
needed somebody. They needed another guy.
yeah, it's a perfect fit. It seems like to me on the surface. It's hard for a receiver to make a big impact mid-season, and it can happen. So let's see how it works out. But I love it on the surface. I really do.
Yep. Okay, did you get those MVP odds or no?
Yes, right now, currently Josh Allen is leading. Drake May is second, and Mahomes is third, and then Stafford. And they're all pretty close together. And then significantly behind them is Sam Darnold and Justin Herbert.
Okay, yeah. I guess it makes sense that they're all close together. I mean, Josh Allen had another big game as well. And, Mahomes is Mahomes. And, the resurgent year that he's been having. I guess it makes sense. But as of right now, I don't know. It'd be tough for me to pick anybody but Stafford, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think let me look up May's stats real quick too, because he's had a crazy efficient year. I don't know if I would include him in there or not. Let me just see where he stacks up to. Yeah, no, I'd have to give it to Stafford because, I mean, May's having a heck of a year. 17 touchdowns, 4 picks. His completion percentage is 74%, which is leading them. That's absolutely insane. But I'd still have to give it to Stafford by a whisker. And Josh Allen's is, it's hard to argue him either. But yeah, no, it's going to be a good race, and it's far from over. And sustaining a pace of 21-2 is extremely difficult. And if he does it, nobody's gonna beat him.
Right, because that's like on pace for like 36-3 or something.
Yeah. It's I mean that's the Rams have played 8 games, or have they played? Are they 7-2 or 6-2?
I think they're 7-2.
Okay, so they are slightly more than halfway through. So yeah, you're on it, 100%. Oh no, they're only 6-2.
No, they are only 6-2. You're right.
So that's less than half.
Oh yeah, so even more.
Yeah, he's on pace for like 43-5. That's wild. Wow, man. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun MVP race for sure. Wow.
Okay, we all got that one wrong. The next game I got right and you and Joe both got wrong. I picked the Bills to take down the surging Chiefs in Buffalo. It was a home game, part of the reason why I picked it, but 28-21, Buffalo got the win. And it was just Josh Allen outdueled Mahomes. I mean, that head to head, it wasn't much. I mean, 273 and a touchdown for Allen. And Mahomes was 250, no touchdowns and a pick. So the kind of like the epic matchup of the quarterbacks really didn't live up to it. But Allen had 2 touchdowns rushing. So he had another 3 more touchdowns today or that day. And Cook, another 100 yards. He's an elite running back, in my opinion. And Kincaid had a big day, but not much else. I mean, Shakur had 7 catches, so that's good. On the Chiefs side, Hunt didn't do anything other than a touchdown. They really didn't run at all. 20 for 79. They didn't run well at all. But Rice is, he's been back and he had a good game. Hollywood Brown did. They all had these, decent games from everybody, and just Buffalo just basically got the job done.
Yeah, this was, Mahomes played terrible. This was one of the worst games I've ever seen him play, honestly. He was, when was the last time you saw Patrick Mahomes have a completion percentage in the 40%? 40%. I mean, that's unheard of, and especially with all the weapons back and healthy. So this was a surprisingly bad game on his part. This game wasn't as close as the final score. It took a late touchdown and a 2-point conversion to make this a 7-point game. So the Bills dominated this game, and or Josh Allen would have put up more numbers. So yeah, this was a very good effort by the Bills. Disappointing by the Chiefs after looking like they were coming back to be one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. Very interesting. Very interesting.
100 more yards for Buffalo, 404 to 305. And time of possession was 34 to 25. Overall, yeah, I think Buffalo, this was obviously, just a 7-point game. But watching it, it just felt like the Bills were not going to lose this game.
Yeah, no, it never felt like it was in too much. The Chiefs had, I think, one possession down 7 towards the end where you felt, okay, maybe here comes that Mahomes magic, but it took a lot to get there, and it never felt like a tight game really, except that one moment.
Yeah, it was 28-13 at the end of the third quarter.
Exactly. So yeah, it was a surprisingly not uneven win for the Bills. It was the biggest surprise to me was how well their defense did against the Chiefs. That was impressive because the Bills they're up and down defensively. Even while they've been good these last 3-4 years with Josh Allen, their defense is all over the place. It can be good sometimes, not good other times, terrible sometimes, pretty good sometimes. But this was an impressive effort keeping this Chiefs team. You make Patrick Mahomes throw less than 50%, and you're doing something, man.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on.
Right on.
Sunday Night Football. Seattle dismantles the hapless Commanders. We're going to get to the big news at the end of the game first, but first let's talk about the Seahawks. Sam Darnold, you mentioned, is on that list of MVPs, and it's deserved. He's at 330 yards and 4 touchdowns he had. He did have the one pick, but 330 and 4?
No doubt.
That's crazy.
I'm blown away. I mean, I had my doubts because, again, he was playing with a guy who's become a quarterback whisperer in Minnesota. But, man, screw my doubts. This guy is the real deal now. And, he has 16 touchdowns and 5 picks for the season. His completion percentage is 70%, and he's already thrown for over 2,000 yards 8 games in. So he's on pace for like 4,300 yards and 34 touchdowns or so. I mean, just incredible. He and JSN are like, it's like they've been playing football together since they were 4 years old, and they're 8 weeks into playing together. It's unbelievable.
JSN is obviously now right there with any other receiver in the league. He is elite. Another 129 yards.
Incredible.
Torrey Horton came out of nowhere for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But they just Washington has nothing. Had nothing for this game, and now they really have nothing because we all saw Jaden Daniels get hurt, and that was horrible.
No, it's brutal, and there's talk he might be out for the year with this injury, although that's far from determined yet.
I thought he would be. I thought for sure he would be.
Yeah, there's nothing definitive yet. There's speculation that that's the case, but it's on his non-throwing arm, so it's possible that he could come back. But the one thing I kept meaning to click on this one article that keeps popping up, and I haven't done it yet. Apparently, Dan Quinn is taking responsibility for this injury, and if there was some kind of that this injury was preventable, and that Quinn had him go back in the game when he shouldn't have. Have you heard anything about this?
No, yeah, well, it's just the fact that why is he playing when it's 38-14? Or it was 38-7 actually when he was when it happened. So why is he in the game?
Man, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's what people are saying is why would you even have him in there?
Man, yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, that's I mean the Quinn thing is off the rails.
I told you.
Say again?
I told you about Dan Quinn.
Oh yeah, no, and I didn't disagree. That's he has done that, but he was better in Atlanta in his second season than he was here. So I thought maybe he was going to get at least one more year out of it before it went off the rails. But yeah, they without Jaden Daniels, they can't do anything. Even with him, they haven't been that great. So yeah. Whoa, hold up. Okay. Breaking news, bud, and you're going to want to know this one. The Cowboys just acquired Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle from the Jets.
Really?
That's huge.
That's a big one. That is a big one. Okay. Two trades today. I mean, the Bengals one doesn't excite me from the linebacker for him, but Quinn Williams, yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, that's huge. Wow.
That should help the run defense at least.
Yeah, and he's one of the better pass rushers from defensive tackle. I mean, he has, he had a one season where he had 12 sacks, but mostly, defensive tackles don't do that very often. But he's been a 5.5 to 7 sack guy 4 seasons and a 12 sack guy once. So,
but a good guy to clog right up the middle too.
Yeah, that's a good football player. There almost had to be a first round draft pick involved in this. I'm really curious to see what they had to give up for him.
Better not be 2, like they got for Gardner.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's a really fascinating one. That just popped up on the screen while we were talking. I had to throw that out there.
Wow. Okay. Well, I gotta say I'm a little surprised only because, the Cowboys are not in any position this year to do anything. So I'm kind of surprised that they're still trying to do something this year. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm not going to complain about getting a good player though.
No, yeah, I agree with everything you said. It's fascinating to see that. I mean, they just made one of the 2 biggest moves of the trade deadline and nobody thinks they're contending. So, but again, I agree with you 100% that you get a guy like Quinnen Williams, you just take him and be happy about it. But by the way, the details are sketchy. However, here's what's come out so far: first round pick and additional assets.
Okay. We don't know.
That could be anything from a second round pick to a guy you don't care of, your seventh cornerback. You know what I mean? So let's see what it is in the end.
It's a 2026 first round pick?
It does not say.
Okay, because I'm assuming it would be, hopefully it's Green Bay's and not ours. Assuming ours will be better than Green Bay's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Absolutely. Yep. Right there with you on that.
We have Green Bay's, obviously, with the Micah deal.
That's right. Absolutely. Good call. Yep.
So,
and so much for the save all the picks for Arch Manning theory.
Right. That's weird.
But Arch Manning is debatably not even going to be the number one overall pick at the way he's playing. So he's good, but not overwhelmingly crazy good. So that whole plan might be off the rails anyway, even if you wanted to.
Right.
Fascinating, man. Wow, that's a big move right there. Big move.
All right. Well, yeah, anyway, the Jaden Daniels injury was horrible to watch, to see, to look at. It's pretty gruesome. And, you don't like, you hate to see that. Regardless how I feel about Washington, the team I don't like, and I did not have as high hopes for as other people did, you don't want to see that.
No, you were all over that, and that's a shame with the injury, but they were like that anyway. So, they have gone off the rails this year. Quinn is in danger of being 2 and out, although he might get a reprieve if Daniels doesn't play again this year, which it certainly looks like he won't. They might give him a reprieve because of that, but I'm not
even if he comes back, the season will probably be over for them. And what's he going to come back for, a game or two for no reason?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That was Sunday night. Monday night, I told you, the Cowboys cannot beat the Cardinals. For whatever reason, they can't do it, and they didn't do it. Once again, they didn't do it. And the Cardinals win 27-17. Dallas's offense did not look whenever the offense doesn't play spectacular, they're done because they're going to give up at least 27. A lot of times more than that, 30 or more. But it's funny how everybody's like, now Jacoby Brissett really had his best game. He looks so good. And it's like, no, he's playing against a little league defense. Like everybody looks good. He's gonna go right back to being Jacoby Brissett next week. And whatever you normally would expect from him is still what he is. He's not any better. He played against a terrible, terrible defense. Once again, run as much as you want. They average 4 yards a carry as a team. But when they needed it, the run was there. Obviously, the passing game was there. Marvin Harrison had his best game. He had 7 catches, the most he's ever had. This defense is just absolutely porous. We all got this one wrong, although I did say Arizona was my upset pick, so I got that right. Real quick, your upset pick was Buffalo. You got that right as well. And Joe had Atlanta, so his was wrong, so we got it right. Just if Dallas's offense sputters at all, they have no chance because they have to outscore opponents. They have to be in a track meet with them and just see if hopefully the other team can't keep up with them. That's their whole theory, and that's the only way they can win a game. And when that doesn't happen, this is what happens.
Yeah, man. And by the way, guess who had 2 sacks in this game? I haven't brought him up for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, I know. The old man.
Calais Campbell.
Late.
39-year-old guy who had 2 sacks in this game. Unfreaking believable.
Yeah, late, too.
Yeah, man.
They were both in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's got better cardio than most people in the league, and he's twice the age of half the people in the league. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
You gotta love Calais Campbell.
Javante kept going. I mean, he still had 5.5 yards of carry, so his resurgence continues, which is good to see. CD was fine. Pickens was fine. Uh, you know, Dak, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 250 yards, but the offense did not look right all game. What did Ferguson end up with? 50 yards. Okay. Brandon Aubrey missed the field goal, but it was 68 yards. So, I mean, whatever. But just all in all, I did not like some of the decisions though, because they had 2 times where they turned the ball over on downs, and they could have kicked field goals in both of them. And you do that, you never know how things are going to going to be different. But I don't know. I did not like either one of those decisions at the time. Like it's the opening drive, and yeah, you want a touchdown, and I know the analytics apparently said to go for it, but I would have just taken the points, just put something on the board on the first drive, be up 3-0. Just I don't get it. So whatever. There was some questionable calls, but overall, Arizona wins because that's what they do against Dallas. 8 out of the last 9 now. So there you go.
Yeah, man. No, just, it was nothing was going to stun me in this one. And seeing the Cowboys lose wasn't shocking. The only thing shocking to me was that they only scored 17 points. That's the only thing surprising to me.
Yep.
This was, they're just, their defense is just destroying them. So their offense would be competitive against anybody. Generally, they're going to have weeks like this. You're not going to score 30 points every week, but their defense is just destroying them. Now, they just got one of the top, probably 30, 40 defensive players in all of football in a trade. So that is huge. So we'll see what a difference it makes. It's interesting because they traded Micah Parsons to start the year, who's one of the best pass rushers in the league. And since then, and in part of that trade, and now with this one, they've gotten one of the best defensive tackles in the league. They just got in Quentin Williams, and a good defensive tackle in Kenny Clark, I think his name is, right?
Yeah, he's been pretty good. I think he had a sack last night.
Yeah, and he's a very good player. And so they've basically replaced Micah with 2+ defensive tackles, and we'll see how it pans out in the end. We know they're missing Parsons, but we'll see how much this can make up for it, and maybe make them even better in some way. I'm not really sure, but it's very intriguing the way they went about it.
Yep, and now they go on a bye, so these guys should have, will have 2 weeks to acclimate themselves to the team. And, and also Overshone will be back for that game.
Okay. If he's anything like he was and ready to go, that's massive.
They always say this kind of stuff, but apparently he looks great, and somebody said he's faster than he was. I think that's probably BS, but regardless, even if he's just as fast, that's fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what you don't want is which one was the corner that came back too soon and just suffered for it?
Diggs.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to see.
And he's now on IR. He's gone for a while.
Yeah, they ruined his whole season by letting that happen. So hopefully that's not the case with Overshone.
Right. And the rookie corner, Revel, that we drafted last draft, that has not played a game yet, will also be playing in this game for the first time. So when we take the field in 2 weeks, we'll have 4 new defensive starters.
Yeah, that's huge. That's crazy. So, it could really turn things around. I'm curious to see if it happens, because that's a lot of manpower and good manpower to add to a defense.
Yeah, I'm not expecting the Cowboys, to all of a sudden now they're going to have like a top 10 defense, nothing crazy. But can we get to like I was saying earlier, Could we be like the 17th or 18th best defense?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to track, man. No doubt about it. That's a huge move they made and a lot of good bodies coming back here. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. If they can just get to, like you said, even in the freaking low 20s or something, it's a massive difference from where they've been.
Which is 32.
Yeah, brutal.
I mean, I think actually technically they were 31 or something. I think the Bengals was worse.
Well, the Bengals after this week had to have caught them.
Yeah, but it's like the Bengals, the Cowboys, and the Ravens up until this week. So the Ravens maybe straightening out as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, they only gave up 6 points this week, so I think they moved up a notch or 3.
Yeah.
Wow, what a trip, man! Fascinating. What a fascinating thing by the Cowboys, and I can't wait to see how it all pans out. It's going to be really interesting. I wish the Eagles had played them for the second time before they got Quinn Williams.
We'll have to see. Okay, so I went 10-4. You and Joe both went 9-5. So I picked up a game on you guys. Very good.
Right on. So we're tied again and 2 games behind Joe. Is that right?
86-49 is what I am, and 86-49 is what you are, and Joe is 87 and 47.
Ooh, okay. We are all right there.
Wow. That doesn't make any sense. 87-47. That's 3. I must have miscalculated something.
I thought he was 2 games ahead of us. I thought he would have been 80. Whatever. We were 86-49. I thought he would have been 88-47.
Yeah, that's what it is. 88-47. Oh no, but no, I picked up a game on him, so I should be.
Well, you were 3 behind, and I was 2 behind. So now we should both be 2 behind.
Oh, okay, you're right. 88-47. There you go. Much better. Okay, so there we go. Now, so we're both 2 behind, and we're tied, and he's still up. Okay, perfect.
Love it.
All right. All the trades that have happened, we've reported on, right? There's none that we missed.
Well, I think, and we can, if you want to, when we do do you want to do that now, or do you want to do it during the preview show for next week? Do a complete run through. Okay, there's a couple we didn't hit.
Okay, we'll do a complete run through at the end of the next one.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so guys, make sure you stay tuned for that one. That'll be the Week 10 preview show, the game prediction show for Week 10. Thank you for joining us for this one. Al, do you have anything to add?
No, man, just another crazy week, man, and wow, mind-blowing stuff, and the trade deadline has come through.
Yeah, absolutely. Some surprises for sure. Okay, so let's get to the preview of Week 10. Make sure you guys join us for that. There'll be a link for it right on this page, and if not, just go to Perks Recap Podcast, and it'll pop right up. Thank you for joining us. Till next time, I will see you later.